Well, the DA, his petition will ask a California court to resentence the two of them to 50 years to life on 2 counts of first-degree murder, as opposed to life without parole, which is what they're currently serving. And since they were under 26 at the time of the killings, that would allow them to apply for youth parole. And that could be done after they serve 30 years in prison, and they've already served more than that. So by them being relatively young, this is sort of the loophole that might allow them to walk away. And of course, they got popular on TikTok, and, Kim Kardashian spoke on their behalf, and
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, too?
Rosie O'Donnell, from what I understand, yeah. I think they're going to get out, and I think they should. Listen, there's certain things that I think people should stay in prison because they're a danger to the community, when it comes to things that we don't need to discuss now, but they've done their time. They've been model inmates, from what I understand. They're both married, and I don't think they're a danger to the community anymore. They did this when they were young kids. It's a heinous crime. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but I think there are some mitigating factors there that should allow them to come back and enjoy the rest of their lives.
Well, here's the thing. They won't definitely be out because, according to the Department of Corrections, the California Governor, Gavin Newsom, has 30 days to review the parole board's decision. The governor may take no action and allow the decision to stand, reverse the decision, or refer the decision to the full board for review and bank and vote at one of its monthly executive board meetings.
Right.
So Gavin Newsom could actually sway this one way or another.
He can. Well, Gavin Newsom has been soft on crime. Why would he all of a sudden take a strong position with them? He's letting people do things in the streets of L.A. He's anti-police. Why would he all of a sudden be so strict with these 2 young men? But who knows? I don't know. He's a hard guy to figure out.
But you support them coming out?
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Yes.
Okay. You'll have them on your show and interview them and everything else like that when they come out?
Well, I'm sure they're going to have a lot of requests. You know what I mean? But yeah, if they wanted to, I would jump on with them, without a doubt.
I mean, any other interesting stories, during the whole time you guys spent together?
Well, just a couple. I mean, he would come out, when Lyle would come out, and he would wait for his visit. In L.A. County, you're behind the glass with a phone. So he would come out, and there was times when he would wait for his visit, and my 3-year-old son, Michael Jr., would go and sit and converse with him. And my wife got a little nervous about that. She said, hey, he's talking a lot. I said, don't worry about it. It's okay. And then one time, it was funny. My wife was in a market with my son, and they happened to pass by the magazine rack. And there's Lyle and Erik on the cover of the magazine. And my son picks it up and's running through the store. Hey, Mommy, there's Daddy's good friends, Lyle and Erik. And my wife said she grabbed the magazine from him and, threw him in the stroller or whatever at the time. But, other than that, and the other thing that happened is when you go through a visit and you're in SHU like that, you have to go through the prison hospital and through some of the population, right? Well, some of the guys were yelling at these two. Hey, we're going to kill you, killed your parents. And, they were kind of yelling abuse at them. So when you're handcuffed and shackled, there's nothing you can do if somebody attacks you. But when they took Erik out, it was only me and Lyle walking down for the visit. And I was young at that time, and I'm white. Most of the people in there are, a different color than you. And they thought I was one of the Mendendez brothers. So now they're yelling at me and him.
Is that your Erik?
Yeah, Erik or whatever one they thought. Who knows if they knew the difference between the two. So when I got back, I told the CEO, I said, hey, I got enough trouble being Michael Franzese. I don't need to be a Mendendez brothers. Don't walk me with him. And I told Lyle, I ain't walking with you. I got a wife and kids on the outside. So just little things like that, But yeah, that was a rough. In all the prisons and jails I've been in, that was the worst place. Worst. I mean, the sewer would back up. The food was terrible. It was a bad place. The other guy that I was in there with, he was the guy on the tier that would, bring us the food and stuff like that. His name was Neil. I forget his last name. He was one of the brothers that were involved in the ninja murders. Allegedly, they killed their parents in the valley. A ninja guy, they hired some guy to come out with a ninja suit on and shot their parents in the driveway of their home.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was two brothers. One testified against the other, and the other, Neil, that was with me, they ended up getting life.
Now, Lyle Menendez, he was the one with the toupee.
Yes.
It looks fairly natural when you look at the pictures. I mean, was he still wearing the toupee in jail?
Yeah. Yeah, he had it on. Yes.
Can you tell it was a toupee?
I never saw him with it off, but I had my suspicions, yes.
Well, we'll see what happens. It seems like the public wants them out. And, unfortunately, as time goes on, I see more and more situations where law enforcement is just reactive. If the public wants someone convicted, then they'll get convicted. If they want them out, they let them out. So it's really almost like, what's the point? It's almost like social media runs the judicial system at this point, to a certain degree. So
it's running everything.
It's fairly crazy. Yeah.